All right, section 1.4 is called literal equations. So literal equations are when the variables represent both known and unknown variables. These are pictures of literal equations. Distance equals rate times time. In science, you're going to be rearranging that so that you're solving for time. Solve 2a over b equals h for a. You're going to rearrange that equation so that a is alone. To solve a literal equation, all you need to do is rearrange the given equation. You're going to undo the operation. It's just moving things around into a different order. So for this one, you have c equals 2 pi r. If you want to solve for r, you get everything away from the r, so the r is alone. You're going to isolate it. Okay, we're going to do a couple examples. The first one is v equals length times width times height. That's volume. We're going to rearrange this. And yes, that's my dog. We're going to rearrange this so that h is alone. So let me rewrite this. Oh, I don't like the red. Let's go white. So I have volume equals length times width times height. We're going to get rid of everything that's next to the h. So this says multiplication. So we're going to divide by the length and width. So height is by itself, and height is volume divided by length times width. That's your answer. That's all you have to do is get the variable they tell you alone by undoing the operations. Number 2, solve ax minus b equals c for x. Let me rewrite. So we're trying to get x alone. So first I'm going to undo this subtraction with addition. So I'm going to add b to both sides. So I have ax equals c plus b. Now I need to get rid of that a. It's a times x, so I'm going to divide the inverse. So x is alone, and I have c plus b over a. That's your answer. Okay, let's look at number 3. There's two different ways that you can go at this, and lots of these, there are different ways to go at these that will get you to the same answer. So go the way that you see. Okay, there's no wrong way if it works for you. Okay, so it says solve 4 times the quantity of r plus 3 equals j for r. So let's do this first. Okay, so if you distribute first, 4r plus 12 equals j. This is my preferred method, but it's up to you how you want to go. So now I'm going to undo this addition by subtracting 12 from each side. Now we want to get r by itself, so I'm going to divide by 4. Undo that multiplication. So I have r equals j minus 12 over 4. I'm going to put a 1 here. So this would be rewritten to be r equals 1/4 j, and then negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. All right, so here's another way to go at this. Let's rewrite it and try a different way. Okay, so if I don't want to distribute, I can just undo that multiplying by 4. Sorry, this is j, not a 3. This is a j. Okay, so that's canceled. Over here I have r plus 3 equals 1/4 j. And now I just subtract 3. So r equals 1/4 j minus 3. So the second one's a little bit shorter. Okay, so the next one, solve for area equals 1/2 height times the quantity of a plus b, and we're solving for b. So b is really buried in there, so we got a little bit of work to do before we get it. So let me rewrite. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that fraction. So it says times 1/2. So what I'm going to do is when you multiply by a fraction or divide by a fraction, you're going to flip it upside down and multiply. So if you flip 1/2 upside down, it's 2. So I'm going to multiply each side by 2 to get rid of the half. So the half's gone, and here I have 2a equals h times the quantity of a plus b. Now I'm going to get rid of that h. It says multiply, I'm going to divide. I'm going to undo it with division. So I have 2a over h equals a plus b. We want to get b alone, right? So now I'm going to get rid of that a by subtracting it from both sides. I'm going to go up here, 2a over h minus a equals b. There's your answer. Number 5. Solve x or y plus x equals r over 3 for r. Y plus x equals r over 3. Okay, so this says divided by 3. So what we're going to do is the opposite. We're going to multiply each side by 3. So I would take this as an answer as it is. And if you feel like multiplying it, I would also take this as an answer. So both of these, to me, are correct answers. Number 6, solve P equals 2L plus 2W, and we want to solve that for W. P equals 2L plus 2W. There's a couple ways you can go at this. But to me, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to subtract 2L from both sides. So I have P minus 2L equals 2W. And now to get W, I'm going to divide everything by 2. So I have P minus 2L over 2 equals W. So you can rewrite that to be W equals 1/2 P minus L, because those two will cancel. Oops, let me go back. So there's your final answer. We got a minute to get that down. Okay, so these two problems are flip-flopped. So let me start over with these for you. They're flip-flopped on my slide. I'm going to erase all this information, and I'm going to do number 7 first. It puts 7 on the bottom. So let me just do number 7. Okay, number 7 is x times the quantity of 3 minus p equals y, and we're solving for p. Oops. So if I rewrite, okay, so the first thing I want to do is get rid of that x. It says multiply, so I'm going to divide by x. So now I have 3 minus p equals y over x. I'm going to subtract p from both sides, which will give me negative p equals y over x minus 3. So at this point you would think I'm done, but really there is a negative 1 in front of the p, so I have to divide everything by negative 1, which simply just changes all the signs. So now I have positive p equals negative y over x plus 3. So make sure that there is nothing in front of your variable and not even a negative sign. Okay, last one. 3x plus 2y equals 4x minus y. Okay, so let's combine our like terms. So I'm going to move those x's over to the right. You could go to the left too. You'd still get to the same place. So I have 2y equal x minus y. I'm going to add y over here. I'm going to add it over here. So I have 3y equals x. And we're solving for y, so I need to get that y alone. This says 3 times y. I'm going to divide each side by 3. So y equals x over 3. Okay, that's it for this one. All right, see you next time.